Every day, we look into mirrors. We adjust our hair, check our teeth, straighten our clothes. The mirror shows us exactly what we appear to be on the outside. It's honest, immediate, and sometimes brutally frank. But what about the parts of ourselves we can't see? Our thoughts, our habits, our reactions, our patterns. How do we find a mirror for our minds? Reflection is the mirror for our inner selves. It's the practice of turning our attention inward, examining our thoughts, feelings, and actions with curiosity rather than judgment. Unlike a physical mirror that requires only a glance, reflection demands we pause, breathe, and truly look at ourselves. It asks us to become both the observer and the observed. When we reflect, we create distance between our thoughts and our identity. We begin to see that we are not our thoughts. We are the awareness watching those thoughts. This simple shift in perspective opens the door to profound self-understanding. Reflection isn't about harsh self-criticism. It's about clarity. It's about seeing patterns we've been blind to, understanding why we react in certain ways, and recognizing how our past shapes our present. Why should we take the time to reflect when life is already so busy? Because without reflection, we live on autopilot. We repeat the same patterns, make the same mistakes, and wonder why nothing changes. We react rather than respond. We survive rather than thrive. Reflection gives us the power of choice. When we understand our automatic reactions, we can choose different responses. When we recognize our habitual thoughts, we can cultivate new ones. Reflection also builds self-compassion. When we understand the why behind our actions, we can forgive ourselves for mistakes and move forward with kindness rather than shame. Perhaps most importantly, reflection connects us more deeply with others. When we understand our own minds, we become more understanding of others. We respond with empathy rather than judgment, with curiosity rather than assumptions. We can easily stand before a mirror and decide to change our appearance, a new haircut, different clothes, maybe even a fitness routine. The feedback is immediate, and the path to change is clear. But our minds are trickier. Our thoughts are invisible, our habits are automatic, and our self-perception is often distorted. We don't see ourselves as we truly are. We see ourselves as we believe ourselves to be. This is the mirror problem. Without an accurate reflection of our inner selves, how can we possibly know what needs to change? How can we grow beyond who we are today into who we could become tomorrow? We need tools, we need practices, we need a different kind of mirror. So how do we reflect? It begins with creating space, both in our environments and in our minds. The journal is one of our most powerful tools. Through writing, we externalize our thoughts. We see them on the page rather than swirling in our minds. Patterns emerge, contradictions become visible. Clarity begins. Questions become our compass. What went well today? What challenged me? What did I learn? What would I do differently? What am I grateful for? These simple inquiries guide us toward insight. Mindfulness is our foundation. By learning to observe our thoughts without attachment, we develop the capacity to see ourselves more clearly, moment by moment. Conversation is our mirror. Trusted friends, mentors, or therapists can reflect back to us what we cannot see in ourselves, offering perspectives beyond our limited view. Nature becomes our teacher. In its presence, our minds quiet, our perspective widens, and we remember our place in something larger than ourselves. Reflection isn't a destination, it's a journey. It's not about reaching perfect self-understanding, but about committing to the practice of looking inward with kindness and curiosity. As we practice reflection, we become more intentional about who we are and how we live. We make choices aligned with our values rather than our habits. We respond to life with wisdom rather than reaction. Just as we might adjust our appearance in a mirror before facing the world, reflection allows us to align our inner selves before engaging with life. It gives us the chance to become authors of our stories rather than characters swept along by circumstance. The mirror shows us our surface. Reflection reveals our depths. Both are necessary. Both are powerful. Both are pathways to becoming who we truly are.